can actually record what you've done. And there's like I think that anxiety is, it's not even anxiety. I think it's sort of, it's exciting, you know.
It is. You got to show up. You got to do it. You know, when you have it in your brain, it's like, it's not even on video and you can just do a million. You're sort of like, can we just do that again just for me? Thanks.
Totally.
No problem.
I do think it had, I think the digital age, as extraordinary as it is, has led to, you know, kind of a bit of wandering, you know.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, also like a bit of, it's a certain type of productive, laziness almost. Like, you know, you can just keep trying, you know, even half-assed until you stumble on something. And I think it's sort of fucked up writing too, because I don't know, maybe I'm being a stickler, but the idea of like cutting and pasting, you know, no one had that. Like major novels were written with whiteout, you know.
Yes, I mean, my mother is a writer, and I remember being on her typewriter as a child. And one of the things I loved to do was type nonsense and then white it out.
Right. Right.
That's what I did. I would just type a bunch of different letters.
Right.
And then I would decide to just sort of erase half of them. The whiteout was the coolest thing on a typybreiter for a long time.
And it was probably one of those Selectrics that had the built-in whiteout thing.
Oh yeah, no, she had only the best of the best. Yeah.
Well, but that's a weird thing though, because like when you think about shooting on film, it's like you've really got to show up all in and ready for work. Like I'm not saying that you don't usually, but there's more at stake, and like the process of it. And I think that when you wrote and you knew you had to white stuff out, or if you wanted to rewrite a page, you had to rewrite a page. You know,
there was a moment when you realized you had misspelled.
Yeah,
you know,
like, shit.
That was a moment. That was a legit moment.
Yeah.
Now it's just taken away from you immediately.
Yeah.
You don't even know you've misspelled.
Yeah.
There's this false sense of ego while you're writing. You know, you write and all of a sudden it's autocorrect.
And then when it really comes down to, I don't even know if I know how to handwrite anymore. I don't know if I know how to, like, I'm having trouble with words. I could not fucking figure out how to spell sociable the other day. Like, I really could not figure it out. I didn't understand.
Sociable, right?
Right.
Basically.
There's no L in it. And I was like, and it really stumped me. And I felt like, do I have Alzheimer's, or is it just a product of my time?
Well, yes. I mean, I think it's a product of the time. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to diagnose you right now.
I appreciate that. Is this a medical call? This is good. You want to? I have some other problems. You want to make me feel better about some other shit?
Isn't that sort of what a podcast is about?
Yes, it's about making me feel better, Jake. I appreciate you showing up to do it.
No problem.
Do you have allergies?
Yes.
Are they fucking with you now? Not really.
Why? Do I sound stuffy?
No, I think I have allergies, but I haven't been diagnosed. I was looking for a little diagnosis again.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely allergic to dust.
Oh, dust, but not like seasonal.
And cats.
Cats.
Yeah. Seasonal too. Yes, I have it. My grandfather was asthmatic and had a lot of allergies. I think I'm not asthmatic, but I definitely have.
Is that a genetic thing?
Yeah, I think so. It is. I also believe it's epigenetic. We could get into that.
Okay. Wait, epigenetic means learned? You learned your allergies? What is epigenetic?
Sort of. I don't please. Just this is where it really goes off the rails. But it is sort of that I believe, I guess I should say, that you can have allergies, and I think you can sort of get through them maybe, but I'm not I haven't yet gotten through mine. You know, I think they're resolvable through sort of
focus,
maybe analysis,
meditation,
yes,
mindfulness.
Yes, yeah, some of them
no, they go away. The guy that was just on, my producer Brendan, he had a peanut allergy all his life. And it went away. Yeah. And we were producing radio back in the day when it happened. And we would do a segment of him eating things with peanuts in it for the first time in his life.
Oh, my God.
It's the best thing in the world.
And does he enjoy peanuts now?
Yeah. I think so. How could you not?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you're allergic to it and then you taste it and you don't like it.
I don't know. I think he had a good time. I think he could, maybe he'll message me and we'll get confirmation. But can you imagine eating a Snickers bar for the first time as an adult?
Oh my God.
It's the best thing in the world.
I know. But it's not as good as when you had it when you were a kid. There's no...
I guess so. My mom was kind of weird about sweets, so...
Same with mine.
Brendan just says, he texted me, love peanuts. I eat peanut butter every day. Every day. With a vengeance.
I want to talk to Brendan about that. But
about
anyway,
peanuts?
Yeah, that's in our second version of this. But this is the second try.
When you tell me I can't run this one and you'd rather have Brendan involved with the next one?
You can't run this one, Mark.
Are you in it? What is that? Is that a real home that you're in? It doesn't seem there is much decor there.
I'm staying in a home. I'm staying in a home. I'm right now. I'm filming a movie actually.
Oh, really?
So this is not my home.
Oh, you're doing it with the COVID protocols. Zone 1, Zone 2, mask up. It's intense, right?
Zone A, Zone B.
Yeah, Zone A, Zone B. Yeah. But it gets a little sloppy after a while, doesn't it? You're like, we doing it or are we not doing it?
It's weird.
Mask on?
As an actor in it, it does get confusing. You know, It depends on also the process. Like if you're in it and you have your mask off, and then there's a little space between takes. It's very hard. I've been having difficulty because my wardrobe, and this is not like some fantasy world I'm in. It has no pockets. Normally, you just take your mask off, you put it in your pocket.
Oh, right,
you do the scene, you take it back on, you put it back, you take it out of your pocket.
Yeah, right, yeah.
But I have no pockets, so I've just been finding places to put the mask. Like, yeah, because I don't want to waste masks. You know, I mean,
you just stash them, with your sides. Put it.
No, but then that's you're like you're littering. I wouldn't be able to keep track. Where your sides go.
Don't you ever have the mini sides that you just stick in the drawer when you're at the desk? Or
I know my lines top to bottom.
Do you always?
No, I don't. That's not true. No.
But do you use the big sides or the mini sides? You got to use the mini sides, right?
I have terrible eyesight.
Oh, so you're a big sides guy?
I'm a big sides guy. And I also find they're better when you're in a rough spot to refer to quickly. Yeah. Mini sides are hard to refer to.
You're like, wait, where are we? What number? Yeah.
But it's like you're searching through little dots. For me, it looks like just little dots.
Yeah. And you got to mark them up. And then
font that I can see.
And now they're weird with sides too. Like they got to be in a bag. They got to be yours.
Really?
Yeah. That's I'll have my own side. I like to mark my sides, with the highlighter. I still do that. You still highlight?
Of course. Hold on a second. There's this one. Hold on a second.
Oh wow!
This is Oh yeah.
Do you use all different colors on one script?
Well, I found these ones, and what I found really great about them, I do use different colors, but what I thought was really. It's obviously a podcast, so no one can hear to see this, but it's called a clear view, so you can see the word as you.
Oh, it's got a little magnifying glass in the actual.
No. It's just clear.
Oh,
so you can see the words as you highlight them.
There's a little lens within the point of the marker. Yes. What's this movie, man?
What have we come to?
Is that the name of the movie?
The movie is. It's called Ambulance.
Ah. And you're what?
How do can I pitch this?
I don't know. Are you allowed to? Who's directing it?
Sort of Michael Bay.
Oh, that's big. A lot of action. Is it an action ambulance movie?
Yes.
Does the ambulance flip and turn many times?
Well, it definitely turns.
No, but
it's not a movie where the ambulance just goes straight. The whole time.
Is there a chase though? A chase where it rolls?
It never rolls. Spoil. No, it doesn't ever roll. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, there's some big. That's a plot point.
But it's called an ambulance, so I think it's safe to go ahead and say it involves an ambulance and you.
Wait, no, it's called Ambulance, not An Ambulance, which would be an amazing title for something. An Ambulance. Yeah, an ambulance.
And you never leave the ambulance. It's just the back of an ambulance.
It's like a Pinter play, but it's in the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, just yelling men in the back of an ambulance.
Sort of. It's one woman, two guys, and that's That's what it is.
Did you ever do any Pinter plays?
Never. I've never done a Pinter play.
Holy shit, man! Have you seen The Homecoming?
No.
Oh my god, it's just bile, man. It's just like it is like it's the full spectrum of toxic maleness from another time, and it's English toxic maleness.
Well, there are many playwrights like that you could go through and claim that.
Sure,
but Pinter definitely.
Yeah,
has his share.
You are now nominated in a couple different categories for theater. You're like a bona fide theater guy now, for real.
You get to You get to claim that. You get to.
I'm going to say it right now. I'm probably going to say it again and again when I introduce you. Bonafide theater guy, Jake Gyllenhaal. No, but I mean, you're up for producing and you're up for acting. I mean, and the thing that you produced was like some real kind of provocative, ballsy art that must have taken, I mean, to do Slave Play and what was the process of choosing to produce that, getting involved with that? Because it made a lot of waves and it's so exciting to know that kind of theater, not only is it being done, but it was popular. Well,
it was simple. I saw it off Broadway.
Yeah.
It was extraordinary. And, I think my producing partner and I, her name's Riva Marker, we just, one of the things that I feel is like theater is my love. It has been since I was a little kid. And you can talk to pretty much any actor who even as a child was performing on the stage,
Yeah.
So
is that what you were? You started on stage?
Not professionally, I didn't, but yes. I mean,
like children's theater?
Yeah. I was doing, everything I was doing when I was a kid was like, I did children's theater, yes.
Here in L.A., where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Los Angeles, yeah.
And there was like a children's theater, because I've talked to a lot of actors that did that. I mean, some children's theaters were really kind of like the real deal. I mean, you worked, you learned, you did things.
I mean, I don't know why, but I grew up, I was always sort of taught by my family, and whatever it was that you chose to do, it had to have sort of a craft.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Surprise.
You were taught that, like, because your dad was a director, right?
A director. My mother is a writer, and
so they were big on like learning the thing.
Well, I think most of all they were just, my mother in particular, both of them were just education of any kind was very important. Knowing the history of whatever it was you were doing, and learning from the classics and knowing what came before you,
Really?
So that, yeah. I mean, I don't know, that to me was that was always sort of part of it for us.
But when you grew up, though, you thought about the stage more than you thought about, film. Because I mean, you were doing both. I guess you did film pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much I was thinking about the medium.
Right. Yeah.
At a certain age,
You weren't like at 7. You weren't saying like, I just want to do theater.
Like, gratefully, I wasn't one of those kids. Yes, but I just knew it gave me so much joy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I also knew, like, I was super stimulated by the thrill and the intensity of it.
Yeah.
Of an audience,
it's immediate.
Like a live audience.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it didn't, though it made me nervous. It also. It was something else. It's sort of something inexplicable. I can't figure. Even to this day, I can't really explain. It is such a crazy craft. I mean, to somehow enjoy being in a spotlight where you can see nothing, and sort of see the other actor you're working with,
right?
And have an audience responding in this blackness, where you can't even, that sort of thing is it's not for the faint of heart, and it's a very odd process. It's just so strange. And to actually enjoy something like that, it makes you a very odd person.
Yeah. Well, it's so heightened, that whole sort of being on stage with other actors. And well, yeah, I mean, I guess it is. Most people it scares the shit out of, but you can also see just in the way you explained it, how it would be completely addicting and enchanting. Like if you've got the thing for it, then, why would you ever want to stop doing that?
Well, it's interpreting something great. I don't think there's anything better. I mean, there's the only time that I've ever felt oddly comfortable was when I had music underneath me. When I had a downbeat. I remember doing a concert at City Center of Sunday in the Park with George, the show that I did.
Yeah.
That we eventually did on Broadway, And when you're doing this concert at City Center, they're readings basically where you rehearse for 4 days and then you have the script in front of you sometimes.
Yeah.
Half your lines. It's one of those nightmare dreams.
Right.
Half your lines, basically.
Right.
And you have the script with you. And I remember not being nervous before I went out in front of like 5,000 people at City Center. And that made me freak out.
Oh, really?
Just sort of being like, I feel comfortable. This is odd. I don't know what's going on.
And how did it go?
You shouldn't feel comfortable. It was great. I mean, we took the show to Broadway, so it went well.
So that was a big musical. I mean, musicals are this whole other thing. I like musicals. I don't go to a lot of musicals. I've never been in a musical, but anytime there are people singing and dancing, I get moved to